Hi, I'm Jolene Rayson, and in this series of 6 videos, I'm talking about pre-literacy skills. These are the skills, the habits, and the awarenesses we need to develop in our children. They have to do with reading and writing. They set the foundation for the formal literacy instruction that will take place at school. But we need to put them in place and develop them in our children before they go to school. Today, the skill that I will be talking about is narrative skills. So that is the ability to follow stories, to understand how stories work, how a series of narrative events unfold, to be able to tell stories themselves. This is incredibly important, especially when they come to comprehension tests as they get older, because understanding how stories work, and developing skills around that helps them to start developing the ability to predict what will happen in a story, to infer things from a story. Incredibly important skills, and actually incredibly important life skills. So, how do we develop narrative skills in our children? We tell them stories. We read stories to them. We encourage them to tell us stories. Now, these don't have to be made up stories. When your child tells you about their day in an organized way, and they're going through the events in a chronological order, they're telling you a story. Involve them in making up stories. Use props. Children absolutely love puppets. They love making up stories, doing puppet shows. Engage their curiosity and their creativity as you bring their world into the teaching process. There are a lot of toys that you can use. I've used this in another video, I know. So this is the life cycle of a frog. It's also a story. It's the story of a life cycle of a frog. Um, that so I can take this and I can turn it into a story while I'm playing that I can tell my child. And remember, this is again the kind of skill that you don't need to be doing while you're sitting at home with your child. I used to love when my son was young, when we went driving in the car. Sometimes we would listen to stories, but very often I would tell him stories. I would tell him the kind of classic nursery rhymes of fairy tale stories, like the Three Little Pigs, and I would give him the opportunity to put in bits of the story as I go along. Remember, it needs to be interactive. It's not just me telling a story, me reading a book to my child. It's me getting them involved, being part of that story, asking them questions about it. What do you think happens next? Can you think of a better ending than the story that we have? My son hated the ending of the Three Little Pigs, and he created a new ending in which the pigs made supper and invited the wolf to dinner. Much better ending of that story for him. If you have questions on narrative skills or any of the other pre-literacy skills and how to develop them, please feel free to email me, jolene@fishingforstars.co.za. That's JOLENE at fishingforstars.co.za.